First strike. Dr. Maya Patel stood at the window of her orbital laboratory, watching the distant stars with a mix of anticipation and dread. The quantum detection array had picked up the signal 3 months ago. Invisible observation platforms scattered throughout the solar system, watching, analyzing, judging. Earth was being evaluated, and the evaluators hadn't bothered to ask permission. "Director, the council is ready," her AI assistant chimed softly. Maya straightened her uniform and turned away from the window. Time to change the course of human history. The United Earth Defense Council chamber was a stark contrast to the ornate halls of the alien civilizations that thought themselves humanity's superiors. Simple carbon fiber walls housed the most advanced quantum computing network ever built. The faces of humanity's leaders flickered on floating holographic displays. Military commanders, scientific directors, and political representatives from every corner of Earth and its colonies. "The motion is before this council," Admiral Chen declared, his weathered face grave. "Do we continue to play the part of an emerging civilization, or do we show our hand?" Maya stepped forward, her dark eyes intense. "The Arcturus Federation believes we're primitive, barely able to achieve faster-than-light travel. Their observation platforms are gathering data to determine if we're worth uplifting or better suited as a protectorate." She paused, letting the implications sink in. "They see us as children playing with toys we don't understand." General Santos, commander of the Mars Defense Force, leaned forward. "And what they don't know is that we've had quantum phase technology for 50 years. That we've been watching them watch us." "Precisely," Maya nodded. "Our ancestors made a choice after the First Contact War of 2157. While the rest of the galaxy thought they'd wiped our extrasolar colonies from existence, we went dark. We rebuilt. We advanced. And we waited." The holographic displays showed footage from the quantum detection array. Massive alien ships moving through the outer solar system, cloaked from conventional sensors, but blazing bright to humanity's true technological eyes. They thought themselves invisible, masters of stealth and surveillance. They had no idea. "The Arcturus Federation is preparing to make their approach," Maya continued. "They'll arrive with their grand fleet, expect us to be awed by their technology, and offer us the protection of their federation. Protection that comes with a price. Our resources, our autonomy, our future." Admiral Chen's voice cut through the murmurs. "The question before us is not whether to reveal ourselves, but how. The Phoenix Protocol was established for this very moment. Dr. Patel, your recommendation." Maya activated a holographic display of her own, showing the culmination of decades of preparation. "Operation Looking Glass. We use their own surveillance network against them. Show them exactly what they expect to see, until the moment we don't." The plan unfolded in precise detail. The Arcturus Federation would arrive expecting to find a primitive civilization with a handful of basic starships. Instead, they would discover that every asteroid in the belt was a camouflage weapons platform. Every primitive orbital station housed phase shift generators that could tear holes in spacetime, and the supposedly simple defense fleet could match their most advanced ships in combat. "They've been watching us through a carefully constructed lens," Maya explained. "Time to shatter that lens and let them see what humanity has become." The council chamber erupted in debate. The risks were enormous. Revealing humanity's true capabilities would forever change their relationship with the galaxy. But the alternative was subjugation, being treated as children when they were anything but. Admiral Chen called for the vote. One by one, the council members made their choice. The decision was unanimous. "Operation Looking Glass is approved," Chen declared. "Dr. Patel, you have command. Show them who we really are." Maya returned to her laboratory, watching the distant stars with new purpose. Somewhere out there, the Arcturus Federation's fleet was approaching, confident in their superiority, certain of their welcome. They had no idea they were sailing into a carefully laid trap 50 years in the making. "Begin Phase 1, she commanded. Throughout the solar system, Quantum computers that had been lying dormant sprang to life. Surveillance platforms that had been playing dumb began gathering real data. And deep within asteroid bases and hidden orbital stations, humanity's true fleet began to power up. The game of pretend was over. It was time to show the galaxy that humanity had grown up long ago. They just hadn't bothered to tell anyone. As Maya watched the first ships emerge from their hiding places, their quantum drives humming with power the Arcturus Federation thought impossible for humans to achieve, she allowed herself a small smile. Let them come. Earth was ready. The Phoenix Protocol. The Arcturus Federation's arrival was everything humanity had expected. A grand display of military might meant to inspire awe and submission. Their massive ships emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation, their hulls gleaming with advanced alloys that were supposed to be centuries beyond human metallurgical capabilities. Maya watched from her command center as their sensors swept the solar system, no doubt cataloging Earth's deliberately modest defensive capabilities. Federation flagship is broadcasting. Lieutenant Sarah Chen reported, Admiral Chen's daughter and Maya's tactical officer. They're requesting communication with Earth's leadership. Maya nodded, settling into her command chair. Let's give them exactly what they're expecting. For now. The main display activated, revealing the Federation's Supreme Commander Zixtal, a towering figure with crystalline features and eyes that seemed to contain galaxies. His expression carried that particular blend of benevolent condescension that Maya had come to expect from the advanced races. People of Earth, Zixtal's voice resonated with artificial gravity. We come in peace, bearing greeting from the Arcturus Federation. We have watched your civilization's progress with great interest. Maya activated her diplomatic overlay, projecting the carefully crafted image of an eager, somewhat overwhelmed human scientist. Supreme Commander, we are honored by your presence. I am Dr. Maya Patel, Earth Defense Director. Your ships are incredible. The alien commander's crystalline features shifted in what passed for a smile. Yes, they represent the pinnacle of galactic engineering. But do not be intimidated. With the Federation's guidance, your species may achieve similar capabilities. In time. Maya watched the tactical display as she maintained the conversation. Federation ships were moving into strategic positions throughout the solar system, their crews no doubt confident that their superior sensors would detect any threat. They hadn't noticed that every seemingly innocent communication satellite was tracking their movements with quantum precision. Supreme Commander, Maya continued, playing her role perfectly, your offer of guidance is most generous. However, we have some concerns about the terms of Federation membership that your observers left in our networks. Zixtal's expression flickered, the first crack in his diplomatic facade. They weren't supposed to know about the infiltration of Earth's primitive computer systems. I assure you, Director, any information gathering was purely for your benefit. The Federation must assess potential members thoroughly. Of course, Maya smiled, watching the final Federation ships move into position. We completely understand the need for thorough assessment. In fact, we've been doing some assessing of our own. She gave Sarah the signal. Throughout the solar system, quantum computers executed their commands with perfect synchronization. The Federation's stealth observation platforms suddenly found their sensor data being rewritten. Their supposedly undetectable ships discovered their communications being filtered through Earth's quantum network. And most importantly, their tactical displays began showing them exactly what humanity wanted them to see. Supreme Commander, Maya's tone shifted, dropping the pretense of naive enthusiasm. Perhaps we should discuss the real terms of this meeting. Zixtal's eyes narrowed. Director, I don't understand. Allow me to clarify. Maya activated the primary tactical display. The hologram expanded, showing the true state of the solar system. One by one, asteroid bases revealed their quantum shield generators. Orbital platforms dropped their primitive disguises, showing the phase shift weapons underneath. And from the dark side of every planet and major moon, humanity's real fleet emerged. The Federation ships found themselves surrounded by vessels that matched or exceeded their capabilities in every way. Ships that, according to their intelligence, humanity shouldn't be able to build for centuries. Impossible, Zixtal whispered, his crystalline features rigid with shock. Our observers, our data, showed you exactly what we wanted you to see, Maya finished for him. You're not the first advanced civilization to study us, Supreme Commander. You're just the first to see what we really are. The quantum displays showed Federation crews scrambling to make sense of their suddenly unreliable sensors. Their supposedly superior systems were being effortlessly penetrated by human quantum computers, their classified technical data downloaded and analyzed in microseconds. The Phoenix Protocol was established after our first encounter with hostile alien life, Maya explained, watching Zixtal's growing realization. While the galaxy thought they had confined us to our solar system, we rebuilt, we advanced, and we decided that when we finally revealed ourselves to the galaxy again, it would be on our terms. This is impossible, Zixtal repeated, but there was fear in his voice now. Your species, you're barely out of your gravity well. Maya's smile was cold. No, Supreme Commander. We simply learned early on that it's better to be underestimated. Your Federation isn't here to evaluate us for membership. You're here to claim our resources and add another protectorate to your collection. Unfortunately for you, Earth is not available for colonization. The tactical display updated again, showing the full extent of humanity's preparations. Every Federation ship was targeted by multiple weapons platforms. Their classified shield frequencies had been downloaded and analyzed. Their secure communications were being broadcast on open channels. So, Maya leaned forward. Shall we discuss those membership terms again? As equals this time. The silence that followed was broken only by the hum of quantum computers and the distant echo of humanity's true power being revealed to the galaxy for the first time. The game of pretend was over. The real negotiations were about to begin. Diplomatic shadows. The Grand Assembly Hall of the Arcturus Federation buzzed with barely contained chaos. Representatives from 100 spacefaring civilizations argued in dozens of languages as reports of Earth's revelation spread through the galaxy. Maya stood at the center of the storm, her diplomatic uniform a stark contrast to the elaborate costumes of the alien delegates. This is unprecedented, thundered Ambassador Kavak of the Regelian Consortium, his scaled hide flashing warning colors. The humans concealed their true technological level, a clear violation of galactic law. Maya's voice cut through the tumult with practiced precision. What law, Ambassador? Earth never signed your treaties. We never agreed to your regulations. Until today, we weren't even formally aware of your Federation's existence. The vast chamber, with its crystalline spires and quantum-locked floating platforms, had been designed to awe visitors with the Federation's power and sophistication. Now it felt more like a theater, with humanity's revelations having pulled back the curtain on a carefully maintained illusion of superiority. Supreme Commander Zixtal watched from his elevated position, his crystalline features impossible to read. The failed show of force in the Sol system had cost him significant political capital, but Maya knew better than to underestimate him. Wounded pride often bred dangerous decisions. Director Patel. A new voice entered the debate. Ambassador Lyre of the Centaurian Alliance rose from her seat, her bioluminescent patterns suggesting careful consideration. While the manner of Earth's revelation was dramatic, perhaps we should focus on the opportunities this presents. Maya allowed herself a small smile. Right on schedule. The Centaurians had always been the pragmatic ones, quick to align themselves with emerging powers. Their private quantum transmission to Earth's diplomatic corps had arrived hours after the standoff in the Sol system. The Alliance would welcome closer ties with Earth, Lyre continued. Your quantum phase technology alone could revolutionize interstellar travel. Earth is not interested in joining anyone's alliance, Maya stated firmly. We're here to establish diplomatic relations as equals, nothing more. The assembly erupted again, But Maya's attention was drawn to the shadows at the edges of the chamber. Representatives of the more militant Federation members were clustering together, their private communications crackling through frequencies they thought secure. Earth's quantum network intercepted and decoded their transmissions effortlessly. "The humans must be contained," one message read. "Their deception proves they cannot be trusted. Military action may be required," another suggested. "Better to strike now before they can fully emerge." Maya activated her neural link, connecting directly to Earth's Defense Command. "Admiral Chen, are you monitoring this?" Every word, the Admiral's voice whispered in her mind. The Phoenix Protocol anticipated this reaction. Phase 2 is ready when needed. Maya returned her attention to the assembly, where the debate had evolved into a complex web of alliances and threats. The younger spacefaring races, seeing an opportunity to break the Federation's technological monopoly, were already making overtures to Earth. The established powers, fearful of losing their position, were drawing battle lines. "Let me be clear," Maya's voice cut through the chaos again. "Earth has no interest in disrupting the current galactic order. We simply refuse to be subject to it. Our borders are open to peaceful trade, cultural exchange, and diplomatic relations. They are closed to any attempt at control or coercion." Supreme Commander Zixtal finally spoke, his voice carrying dangerous harmonics. "And if the Federation deems Earth a threat to galactic stability?" The temperature in the chamber seemed to drop as Maya met his gaze. "Then the Federation will learn why we chose to reveal ourselves on our terms, rather than yours." The threat hung in the air like a drawn blade. Everyone present had seen the recordings from the Sol system, had watched humanity's hidden fleet emerge from quantum shadows to surround the Federation's finest ships. The message was clear: Earth would not be bullied, corrupted, or contained. As the assembly dissolved into frantic diplomatic maneuvering, Maya received another neural transmission from Admiral Chen. Movement detected at the Federation's primary military installation. Multiple fleet elements going to high alert. Maya acknowledged with a thought, watching the political dance playing out before her. Some races were already withdrawing their representatives, unwilling to be caught in the coming storm. Others were moving closer, seeking protection or advantage in the shifting balance of power. The game had entered a new phase. The Federation's attempt at gunboat diplomacy had failed, but Maya knew this was just the beginning. Some would accept Earth's emergence with pragmatic grace. Others would resist with everything they had. The next few days would determine whether humanity's revelation would lead to a new era of peaceful cooperation or ignite the galaxy in war. As she prepared for the next round of negotiations, Maya couldn't help but appreciate the irony. The Federation had come to Earth expecting to find a primitive civilization eager for guidance. Instead, they had found a mirror, and many of them didn't like what they saw reflected back. The diplomatic shadows were deepening, and Maya knew that somewhere in those shadows, the real decisions were being made. Humanity had shown its hand. Now they would see how the galaxy chose to play theirs. Operation Starfall. The attack came at midnight Earth Standard Time, precisely as Maya had predicted. Federation warships dropped out of hyperspace at strategic points throughout the Sol system, their weapon systems already charged and targeting Earth's apparent vulnerabilities. Supreme Commander Zixtal had chosen to strike first, hoping to eliminate humanity's capabilities before they could be fully deployed. Multiple hostile contacts. Sarah Chen reported from her tactical station, her voice steady despite the gravity of the moment. Counting 37 capital ships and over 200 support vessels, they're targeting our orbital defense platforms. Maya stood at the center of Earth's true command center, buried deep beneath the Olympus Mons colony on Mars. The quantum display showed the Federation fleet moving with practiced precision, executing an attack plan they'd probably spent days perfecting. "Let them have their moment," Maya ordered, watching the Federation ships advance. "Keep our stealth systems engaged. Show them what they expect to see." The Federation's opening salvo was spectacular. Plasma torpedoes and quantum beams lanced out, striking Earth's seemingly primitive defense satellites and orbital stations. Explosions bloomed in the void as carefully constructed decoys disintegrated exactly as planned. "They've taken the bait," Admiral Chen's hologram reported from his position with the hidden fleet. "All Federation vessels are committing to the attack pattern." Maya nodded, her dark eyes reflecting the tactical displays. "Execute Operation Starfall. Show them what a real human military response looks like." Throughout the solar system, humanity's true defenses awakened. The quantum camouflage that had hidden Earth's actual capabilities for decades melted away like morning frost. What the Federation thought were simple asteroid mining operations revealed themselves as massive fortress complexes. Civilian research stations transformed into weapon platforms that made their previous attacks look like fireworks. And from quantum pockets scattered throughout the system, Earth's real fleet emerged. "Federation ships are detecting our emergence," Sarah reported, a note of satisfaction in her voice. "They're attempting to regroup." Maya watched as confusion rippled through the enemy fleet. Their carefully planned attack had targeted dummy defenses, leaving them out of position and exposed. Now they found themselves surrounded by forces that hadn't existed moments ago, facing weapons their sensors couldn't even properly analyze. "Open a channel to Supreme Commander Zixtal," Maya ordered. "Let's see if he wants to reconsider his choices." The Federation commander's face appeared on the main display, his crystalline features rigid with shock and fury. "This is impossible. Our intelligence was exactly what we wanted it to be." Maya cut him off. "Your attack plan was impressive, Commander. Unfortunately, you were fighting a phantom while the real Earth forces took position around your fleet." As if to emphasize her point, quantum disruptors fired from a dozen hidden bases, cutting off the Federation fleet's escape routes. Ships that tried to jump to hyperspace found their drives mysteriously malfunctioning, their quantum fields disrupted by technology they'd thought beyond human capability. "You have 30 seconds to signal your surrender," Maya stated calmly. "After that, we'll demonstrate exactly why humanity chose to hide its capabilities for so long." On the tactical display, the Federation fleet's formation was collapsing. Ships designed for coordinated assault found themselves isolated, their sophisticated targeting systems confused by quantum interference they'd never encountered before. Captains trained to fight primitive humans suddenly faced an enemy that could predict and counter their every move. "This is your final warning, Commander." Maya's voice carried the weight of 50 years of preparation. "The next demonstration won't be as gentle." Zixtal's response was to order his remaining ships to concentrate fire on Earth itself. Maya had expected this too, wounded pride making him lash out without thinking. The Federation weapons never reached their target. Earth's quantum shield grid activated, absorbing the attacks like raindrops falling into an ocean. Then humanity's fleet moved as one, executing combat maneuvers that had been refined through decades of secret development and testing. The battle that followed was brief but decisive. Federation ships found their shields penetrated by phase-shifted weapons they couldn't detect. Their advanced AI combat systems were overwhelmed by quantum algorithms that operated beyond their understanding. And their proud fleet, the symbol of their supposed superiority, was systematically dismantled by humans who had spent generations preparing for this moment. "Federation flagship is signaling surrender," Sarah reported, her voice professional despite the historic nature of the moment. "All remaining enemy vessels are powering down weapons." Maya studied the tactical display, watching the Federation fleet's surrender unfold. The battle had lasted less than 15 minutes, a deliberate demonstration of just how outmatched they had been. Earth hadn't even needed to reveal all of its capabilities. "Secure their vessels and begin recovery operations," she ordered. "And prepare a quantum transmission to the Arcturus Federation Council. I believe they'll be more interested in peaceful negotiations now." As cleanup operations began, Maya received a private message from Admiral Chen. "Think they've learned their lesson." Maya watched the Federation crews being evacuated from their crippled ships, their entire worldview shattered by humanity's revelation of its true power. "They're learning what we learned long ago," Admiral, the most dangerous assumption in the galaxy is that technological advancement equals wisdom. The stars seemed to shine brighter now that Earth no longer needed to hide its light. The galaxy was about to change, and humanity would help guide that change, not through conquest or intimidation, but by showing there was always more to discover, always more to learn. Even if sometimes that lesson had to be taught the hard way. New Dawn. 1 year after Operation Starfall, Maya stood in the newly constructed Earth Embassy on Arcturus Prime, watching ships from 100 worlds move through the celestial dance of interstellar commerce. The galaxy had changed more in 12 months than in the previous century, and humanity had been at the heart of that change. The Regelian delegation is ready for you, Director Sarah Chen, now Earth's Chief of Diplomatic Security, reported. Her promotion after the battle had been well earned. They're particularly interested in discussing the new quantum trade routes. Maya nodded, adjusting her formal diplomatic attire. The Regelians had been among the first to recognize the shifting balance of power, quickly moving to establish favorable relations with Earth. Others had followed, drawn not just by humanity's military prowess, but by their innovative approach to technological development.